Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Conservative Bird, where we talk about all things politics. If you are new here, make sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, and smash that notification. Let's get into the video. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Right now, we are going to be reacting to Liberal Hiveminds. Donald Trump is about to shock the world. I've been watching him for a little while now. He puts out a lot of really great content. If you haven't yet, make sure to go smash him a subscription, and also drop him a like on the video, and also comment on his video and watch his video too. I'm going to drop a link down in the description below. But without further ado, let's get to it.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused.
Yo, let me know down in the comments, you guys. Do you think Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son? Yes or no?
On exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left.
And there's a lot of hypocrisy on the left. Let's get that straight.
Moly, the data keeps dropping, folks, and it continues to spell one word and one word alone, and that word is disaster. Or maybe let's add a couple words. Disaster for the Democrats, disaster for Joe Biden, you know, detrimental for your average blue anon leftoid's mental health.
Look at them, guys. Look at them. They all look like they're getting ready to, never mind. Let's just keep it going.
Oh man, how things change so quickly, so very quickly.
I love how he puts a meme in the beginning of all of his videos. It's so great.
We've been talking about this Robert F. Kennedy Jr. thing for a while. There's obviously two groups with opposing views on the issue. One group thinks that a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. run easily benefits Joe Biden. The assumption is that because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has a higher approval rating with Republicans, that he'll end up taking votes away from Donald Trump.
It's just not true, because true people, true to their values, know that Trump is the best for the country right now, regardless of anything.
And aiding Joe Biden in the process. And of course, the other view is the opposite view, that an RFK Jr. run would put two Democrats in the race, which in the end would help Donald Trump win the presidential election. I've been making the...
I don't think that's true either, because there's a lot of Democrats that do not like Robert F. Kennedy at all.
Argument with very little data, only a couple polls, that an RFK Jr. run, in my view, would clearly help Donald Trump, and it turns out that, at least for now, to a certain extent, that view has been vindicated. Folks, if
we'll see.
there are any liberals in the room, tell them to close their eyes and block their ears. We just got a huge set of data. That's
no dead people in my room. It's just me here. My dogs are in the other room. I don't let them vote for Democrats, so yeah, it's just me. So we don't have to worry about hurting anyone's feelings or anyone being offended.
Yes, Joe Biden is in big election trouble. I got some data to show you guys today. We got some stuff to get into.
In all honesty, though, that doesn't matter, because nothing's going to happen to him.
So let's roll the tape. All right, folks, there's a whole lot of talk about polling data. Not exactly surprising, we're heading into a general election, but for the most part, the conversation has revolved around hypothetical one-on-one, head-to-head matchup data, which of course is helpful, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at the battleground states. You gotta look on an individual state basis. And of course, we've been doing that a whole lot, but now we have battleground state data with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. included into the mix. Look at this, or listen to this if you're listening while you're driving. When Kennedy Jr. is included as an independent candidate, Trump leads Joe Biden in 5 of 6 swing states polled. The data is as...
so that's what? Let's see, hold on. Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and Arizona. Okay, so those are all,
follows.
I guess,
Trump leads in Arizona by 5
points
at 42-37. Trump leads in Georgia by 3 points at 41-38. Trump leads in Michigan, of all places, at 40-38.
Yeah, that's weird.
Trump
that doesn't make sense
to
me.
Joe Biden in Pennsylvania at 39-39. Trump leads by 3 in North Carolina at 41-38. And Trump leads by 8 in Florida at 44-37. Absolutely brutal.
I don't understand how anyone in Florida could be willing to vote Democrat. It doesn't make sense. Anybody from Florida in the comments, let me know why if you do vote Democrat. I just would like to know why, that's all.
Crushing numbers for the Democrats. A Robert F. Kennedy Jr. campaign takes votes away from Joe Biden. And I don't even think that's the full picture yet. You know, here's a core component of it. Why is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. running as an independent in the first place? He's running as an independent because the Democrat Party shut down any challenge to Joe Biden.
Yeah, they literally, I don't even think they had a debate or anything, right? It's so weird. Like, it makes sense why Trump doesn't go to a debate. It's different when the whole party doesn't even hold a debate. It's almost like,
Biden shut down the Democratic
you know, like, like, like,
nomination process. You have disenfranchised Democrat voters who wanted another option. Robert F. Kennedy could have been another one of those options. And now that guy's running as a third party and he's going to pull more votes from disenfranchised Trump voters than he will Democrat? That makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And we're already starting to see the picture. Boy, is the narrative shifting and shifting fast. You know, last week when we
gotta
spoke
hit him with
about
that
this,
will.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s family members came out unequivocally condemning his run as an independent. Many of them issued public statements, essentially publicly lobbying for him to drop out of the race. Then a couple days later, the narrative shifted. This article was released by Politico. Kennedy family feud cools as RFK Jr.'s independent run rattles Republicans. The stalwart Democrat family had been pressuring Kennedy for months to drop out. So apparently the family's backed off a little bit because RFK
Bro, no lie. I don't know if I could listen to RFK talk every day as president. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. How about you guys? You guys let me know. I don't know if I could do it.
Jr. supposedly is going to hurt Republicans. That was released 2 days ago. Well, I have a feeling that Kennedy's siblings probably just called an emergency meeting after they saw this polling data. But honestly, it seems even worse than that for them because Joe Biden's in rough shape regardless. Pretty bad in a three-way run. But even if Democrats were to convince Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to not run for president, to drop out of the race, Joe Biden still...
See, that's the one thing I don't know enough about RFK to know if he could be told what to do like that. Because I feel like if that were the case, he would have just stayed as a Democrat and stayed, you know, with his tail tucked between his legs when they told him to sit. I don't know though. You know, I could be wrong.
Kind of seems screwed. Here's some swing state polling data from Redfield Wilton. In the state of Arizona, Trump leads by 5 points at 44 to 39. In Florida, Trump leads 5 points at 44 to 39. In Georgia, Trump leads 43 to 40. In Michigan, we got a statistical tie, which you go anyway.
Whatever.
And with
I don't understand. It's like it doesn't make sense for me in places like Michigan or Ohio or Pennsylvania, like, to not vote Republican. It doesn't make sense.
the voter enthusiasm gap, Trump could easily win. Trump's ahead by 5 points in North Carolina.
Like these liberal cities, and I live in one, are just complete shitholes. It's crazy.
Carolina and down 1 point in Pennsylvania, but of course within the margin of error, and Trump's leading in the aggregate in Pennsylvania. Considering the most recent Emerson polling data from the state shows Trump with a +9 lead in the state. It
See, that +9 though looks like it could easily sway.
seems like no matter which way you look at it, Democrats
And I don't mean people showing up to vote. You guys know what I mean. So
are in big trouble, especially considering Trump doesn't even really need to win all of these states. He only needs to win a few. He only needs to win 3 significant states and it's over. All the data that's...
See, that's what's wrong with us. No, that is not true. It's not true. He needs to win outright, like completely, or we're not going to win. And that's just that. It's just a
coming
fact.
out of the state of Arizona shows
Regardless of anybody wants to believe it or not, you guys, we have to show up this year, or it's a wrap for us. You know, like, I mean, just look at the state of where the country is. Don't even worry about the world. Look at the state of the country. It's not good.
Trump with a massive lead over Joe Biden. I mean, honestly, considering the last 2 elections, pretty shocking potential lead in Arizona. Similar to the numbers that we're seeing coming out of Florida, if Trump takes Arizona, Georgia, and Wisconsin, it's over. But as of right now, if the election was held today, Trump...
Let me know if you guys agree with that, chat. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys agree.
could win Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and probably even Nevada. The shift is very real. The Trump surge is very real. It's no longer a couple outlier polls or a couple reports or stories suggesting that there's a Trump surge. We are seeing a Trump surge. Although, honestly, it's hard to say whether it's an actual Trump surge and more of a Joe Biden tank. It's probably a mix of both, to be honest. Oh, and speaking of what I mentioned in the intro, how the
And Joe Biden can't even spell the word tank right now.
data
Come on, man.
keeps dropping. Right as I'm in the middle of this recording session, another little beautiful poll drops, this one from Echelon Insights, again showing the exact same thing, that Donald Trump is dominating across the
But, like, what do these polls mean when anything could be taken? Like,
board. In the head-to-head popular vote matchup, this poll is showing Trump with 41% support and Joe Biden with 37% support. But again, not exactly the focus. The focus is on the swing states. Notice how a lot of these pollsters all of a sudden are focusing on specific states. When it comes to key battlegrounds, Donald Trump leads by 5 points at 44 to 39. And just to show this monumental
that's not as much as you guys think,
red
man. That's really not as much as everybody thinks. Same thing with 41 and 37 is worse. GOP 47 to 44. That's not, man. You
shift
guys
that
can
it's
think what you want, but that those numbers aren't that high.
not only Donald Trump, it seems to be a conservative shift in general. On the general ballot, or I guess we could call it down ballot voting, Republicans are favored at 47 to 44. It's
That's good. Don't get me wrong. That's great that we are favored higher than them, but it doesn't matter because the way everything turned out last year, we know how it can go this year. So I'm the type of person with a more wait and see type of approach where I want to see it happen before I know if it's going to happen or not. I'm hoping for the best. Don't get me wrong, 1000%. But we know what happened last year, so and it's I'm not even going to say much about it but we know.
seems like voter sentiment, it seems like this environment is that of a red wave or possible red tsunami. These are bigger Republican leads than we saw in the 2022
We heard red wave last year too, right? Didn't we, chat? We heard red wave last year. We heard the red wave.
election, and even though that election didn't necessarily go so great, it was still a Republican victory. Obviously, we've seen a rightward shift, and it seems like we're building on it. Democrats had the whole Roe v. Wade thing, which allowed them to galvanize their base. I'd argue concern related to that issue has subsided quite substantially, especially considering all the doomsday forecasting, for the most part, was highly exaggerated. What I'm seeing now is a never-ending flow of positive polling data for Republicans. Oh, and I almost forgot. The popular narrative in the mainstream media seems to be that Donald Trump is so deeply unpopular with independents that's going to be the core of his demise. But look at Joe Biden's job approval with independents. He's sitting at a negative 34 rating with
Negative 34 with independence. Like, it's crazy how, like, the independents, they just don't, I don't know. They're not willing to, like, just say, hey, you know what, we need to do what's better for us and go completely against what Joe Biden and these Democrats are doing because it's just bad.
only 30% approval and 64% disapproval from independent voters. How can you
Don't get me wrong, I do have a lot of friends that are like libertarian and they love Trump as a president. So, it's just man, it's just hard. It's hard with a country that's as divided as we are and don't realize the things that are right and wrong for us instead of worrying about their feelings. And it's kind of sad, honestly.
possibly win swing states if you're down 34 points with the exact voters who essentially decide who's going to the White House? It's not looking so good for Obama's proxy candidate, now is it? Joe Biden's approval is going right back to his all-time low. Extra conflict in the Middle East isn't exactly helping Sleepy Creepy Joe right now.
Damn, he's at an all-time low right now. I don't even know how he got elected. I'm not gonna lie though. I love watching him talk because it is so funny, dude. It's funny in a sad way, but it is so funny to watch Joe Biden talk. We're gonna do a reaction video very soon here to like some of Joe Biden's very, very off the wall comments that he makes.
We saw a huge unprecedented shift in Louisiana as the state flipped Ruby
How is Louisiana a state like that? How are they Democrat? I don't understand that. That's weird.
red.
I never knew that, honestly. I always thought that they were just like a, Republican state.
In the recent governor's race, Donald Trump's making huge gains in the most important swing states. He's also winning in aggregate polling data in a head-to-head 2024 matchup, meaning Donald Trump might lead the popular vote. Obviously, that's unlikely, but I'm assuming that the gap is going to shrink from 2020. And that right there, I think, is really all that's necessary. Let's not forget, like I've said a million times, Joe Biden's 2020 victory happened in 3 states by roughly 40 to 50,000.
Well, no lie. The craziest thing is Trump is the I want to don't quote me on this. I'm not 1,000%, but I'm almost sure that Trump is the first president ever as a Republican to win Ohio and still lose a presidential election. Like Ohio is supposed to be that we're supposed to be that deciding factor. And somehow, yeah,
votes total. That is nothing.
you tell me.
That is less than 1% of the total vote. If Joe Biden loses 1% of his popular vote lead from 2020 to 2024, it's over. And I don't know, friends.
It's not though, because 1% isn't hard to mask. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm trying to use the right words to where they don't, it's hard to mask. It's easy to mask 1%. Now, if you tell me like 20, 30%, it's a lot harder to mask that, So I just wish people would understand that 1%, 5%, 7%, that shit's nothing.
Barring any
It's really nothing in the grand scheme of things.
funny business, I just don't see Joe Biden winning Wisconsin. I don't see him winning Arizona. I don't see him
I didn't see him win in Arizona last time, in all honesty.
winning Georgia.
But here we are, and I didn't see Kerry Lake losing Arizona. Here we are.
And it seems like even Pennsylvania and Michigan.
Dude, Katie Hobbs didn't even she didn't even campaign or anything. She literally pulled a Joe Biden and just stayed in the basement. It doesn't make sense to me.
Are slowly becoming out of reach for Democrats in this election cycle. At least that's what the data is telling us as of right now. And considering the fact that Trump usually does better the closer you get to election day, well then you pretty much get it. That's what I got for you guys on this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to
All right, everybody. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love Liberal Hivemind. He puts out a lot of great videos. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. Let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate you guys all stopping by. Also, make sure to go give Liberal Hivemind a follow and like and watch his video as well. Also, try to like and watch, subscribe here. You guys have a good one. We'll see you guys later. Peace.